Hello everyone. So in the last class we have done three types of waveform and we have taken out the Fourier series and we have distinguished between what is the full this source current and what is your fundamental component. Okay, so the green one was our fundamental and I the source current, the actual waveform, was your red one. Okay, so now we will start our discussion here from the the last class where we have started our full wave rectifier with RL load. Now this RL load, whenever I will say RL load, now from now onwards the inductance will be very high. Okay, and if inductance is very high, that means the current will be straight line. Okay, that is the load current. You can expect that the source current will be a purely DC, that is a straight this DC. This is your load current, and your source current will be positive and negative this time. Okay, so we have already seen the working of your thyristors, which part, which cycle, and which in positive half cycle T1 and T2 was forward bias and it was giving your control. Okay, so I won't be discussing here. We'll be going much further deep in this analysis. Okay, so let us draw the waveform first. So as you can see here, this was my wave supply current. The Vs is my supply and VAB is my positive half and VBA was my second negative half. So during VAB, T1 and T2 was operating, VBA, T3 and T4 was operating. As the load is purely inductive, so the source current the will be having, this is my source current and this is my V naught. So the load is purely inductive and a large inductive, not purely inductive, it is highly inductive. Okay, so there is a difference between purely inductive and highly inductive. Highly inductive, that large component of current, a large component of inductance is there. Purely inductive means only inductive is there. Okay, but it is having large inductance. Now because of that large inductance, there will be some part of the negative half cycle, because the current will attain zero, delay in the zero part. Okay, after pi, and the similar they will behave like this. So I haven't drawn the load current because now I am focusing on the source side. Okay, now I am focusing on the source side. I'm not considering right now focusing on the load side. That's why I haven't drawn the load current. So this is my V naught, this is my IS supply current. Okay, this is supply current, is actually the supply current in this ship, and I have already given this equation, Fourier series equation. What was our equation for IS? IS was summation n equal to odd, that is 1, 3, 5 and so on, right? 4, 4 I naught. So this is my I naught, suppose. Magnitude is I naught and this is my minus I naught, right? Okay, so minus I naught. So this is my I naught and minus I naught. 4 I naught by n pi sine n omega t minus alpha. So this is my IS. Let us draw the fundamental. So fundamental, if you want to draw, so it will be starting from here. So the green one is my fundamental. So the green one is my fundamental. So my peak value will be, this is my peak value, right? This is 4 I naught by pi. For fundamental, n is equal to 1. So what will be my fundamental equation? From the equation, that is for IS1, I am taking out IS1. So this is my fundamental. What will be fundamental? Put the value n equal to 1 here in all the equations. So you will get 4 I naught upon pi sine n1. So it will be omega t minus alpha. So this is my fundamental. Okay. So what will be my ISRMS? First of all, from here, IS1 RMS value. RMS value of my fundamental source current I want to take out. So it is nothing but whatever the sign part is there, the before the coefficient before it, just make a root 2 here. So what you write, I naught upon pi and divided by root 2. So you will say how, sir? So I am simply saying that whenever you are writing Vs, how you are writing Vs? Vs is equal to Vm sin omega t, right? So I want the RMS value. How you are taking the RMS value? Vs RMS is equal to Vm by root 2, right? So this is how you are taking the RMS value. So I am just the fundamental. I have taken the sine coefficient of the sine component and divided by root 2. Okay. So this is my RMS component. Okay. Now I want to decide what is the RMS component of my pure of my actual sine wave. See, this is my fundamentals. This is my fundamental supply current, source current. Okay. This is my actual source current. So from here, the blue part is your actual source current, but the green part is your fundamental source current. Okay, so there is a difference. Now, if I want to have the source current value, that is ISRMS. So ISRMS, so it started from alpha and it goes to pi plus alpha, right? And it again started from pi plus alpha to pi. So what you will do, you integrate it. Okay, you integrate it. So it will be 1 upon 2 pi. Time period is 1 upon 2 pi. IRM square integration from alpha to pi plus alpha. I am taking RMS value. So I naught square d omega t plus from pi plus alpha to 2 pi plus alpha minus I naught square d omega t. You just integrate it and you put it the value 2 pi. Okay, so here it will be I naught square. So you will get pi plus alpha minus alpha, so that will be pi here, this side. So it will be I naught square if you integrate, because we are integrating with respect to time. Okay, so it will be I naught square pi, here also 2 pi plus alpha minus, again it will be I naught square plus pi, right? I naught square into pi. Okay, so if you add on these things, so you will finally you will be able to write 2 I naught square pi upon 2 pi. So here if you can, so you will get cut it off, you will get cut it off. So you will get I naught RMS. If you put the square there, so you will get I naught. That is I naught. Okay. So IRMS is your actual value will be I naught. Okay. So finally ISRMS, that is I naught. Okay. Now why I am talking it about this like this? So I want to have two things. First is my distortion factor. Distortion factor. Second is my displacement factor. Now, this is one of the important class of power electronics. Now let us suppose, see here, my supply current, supply voltage is sinusoidal, right? My supply voltage is sinusoidal, but my supply current is square shape. Okay, but my supply current is square shape. Now again, so this is my supply Vs and this is my Is. Okay, now I want to take out what is the power factor. I want to take out what is the power factor of this. So according to networks, power factor will only be taken out if the waveform is having the shape same. That means if you have sinusoidal waveform and you have sinusoidal current, then only you can define power factor. Power factor is the angle between your, the most favorite definition. Power factor is the angle between V and I. Okay, but always the V and I should be having the shape same. Okay, but what you are actually observing here, you are actually observing a sinusoidal shape of your source voltage, but source current is actually square shape, right? So that is the biggest problem. So that's why power electronics people define two parameters, that is distortion factor and displacement factor. So I will write it like DF and DPF. DPF. So finally, there is one more term that is that is defined by your power electronics people, that input power factor. Input power factor. We are not calculating power factor, we are calculating input power factor, and input power factor is actually distortion factor multiplied by displacement factor. Okay, so distortion factor multiplied by displacement factor, that is your input power factor. Why it came in picture? It came in picture because your waveform shape is not same or not similar. Okay, that's why we can't define power factor. We have to define input power factor. Okay, so let us discuss what is distortion factor. The distortion factor is actually the ratio of fundamental RMS. Fundamental. Fundamental means n equal to 1. Okay. Fundamental RMS. Fundamental RMS source current. Source current to RMS source current. To RMS source current. Okay. So this is ratio of what? Ratio of RMS source current, fundamental RMS source current. So I have defined fundamental RMS. What was my fundamental? N equal to 1 was my fundamental. Okay. What was the RMS value of that? V naught 4 upon I naught upon root 2. Right. So just I want, it will be, you can write 2 root 2. Okay. You simplify it. You just make clearance, just show, it will be, I think, 4 upon pi upon root 2. So it will be approximate, I think it will be 0.9 I naught. Okay, just check it. I am correct here. 0.9 I naught. Okay, so what is the fundamental RMS value? So this I can write here. So here I will write it. Distortion factor is IS1 RMS fundamental RMS source current divided by source current RMS. So what I can write? It will be 0.9 I naught upon I naught. So it will be, you can cut it, you will get 0.9. Okay. So distortion factor is the ratio between fundamental RMS source current to RMS source current. What is displacement factor? What is displacement factor? Displacement factor is cosine. Cosine yani cos. Okay. Cosine of the phase angle. Phase angle. Cosine of the phase angle between fundamental source current, fundamental source current, that is fundamental means n equal to 1, source current, fundamental source current and fundamental source voltage, fundamental source voltage, and this source voltage should be between line to neutral. For a three-phase system, always remember there is a line to line voltage also. So that's why for a single phase we are using line to neutral only, but for a three-phase system there will be a line to line. So this different definition goes for three phase also. Okay, these two definitions goes for three phase also. So that's why always remember this. So this is the cosine of the phase angle. Now for this, that's why you have to check about the waveform. For displacement factor, you must have to check the waveform. So let us see. This is my fundamental source n equal to 1. Our source voltage does not change. Okay, so this is my fundamental source voltage. Okay, supply current or source current, fundamental source current, the green one. What is the angle between them? What is the displacement? It starts from 0, but starts from here. Its zeros is here. Okay, so that the displacement is alpha. So if you are taking the alpha, cos of this alpha, that is your, so here displacement dpf, that is displacement factor, that is cos of alpha. So how I have taken out cos of alpha? Alpha is the, check out that green one, green waveform. This is the sinusoidal and this is the fundamental sinusoidal. What is the displacement? That is alpha. Okay, I hope it is clear now. Now, one more factor is there, THD, total harmonic distortion. Total harmonics distortion. So finally, I can, okay. So input power factor, if I want to write, what about what input power factor? Input power factor was displacement factor into distortion factor into displacement factor. Okay, so input power factor will be 0.9 multiplied by cos alpha. So this is my input power factor. Okay, let us discuss THD, total harmonic distortion. Total harmonic distortion. Total harmonic distortion. In total harmonic distortion, there will be some waveform that is distorted. Distorted means what? Distorted means the actual shape is changed. Okay, so we have already designed our system for a sinusoidal waveform, but our source current has been distorted and it has having a square shape, right? And because of this square shape, which waveform is distorted? The source wave, the source current waveform is distorted. So whatever waveform is distorted, you will take out the value total harmonic distortion of that. THD, total harmonic distortion in what? In your source current, because your source current is distorted. So it will be defined as root under IS, root under IS RMS square minus IS1 RMS square whole divided by IS1 RMS. Okay, so you just have to put those values here. You can write like this, root under, what is ISRMS? That is your I naught square minus 0.9 IS square, I naught square divided by 0.9 I naught. So you will get here 0.484834. Okay, just because total harmonic distortion is always calculated in percentage, so always multiply this with 100%. So you'll get 48.34%. Okay, 48.34%. So this is my total harmonic distortion. Okay, there is one relation with total harmonic distortion and displacement input power factor also. So IPF is equal to DPF, displacement factor, divided by root under 1 plus THD. Okay, this is one of the relation. Now, as an assignment, or those as not assignment, those who are able to understand this and those who are working hard and those who are asking question, they will be able to solve. I want the average value, average value of SCR T1 current. Okay, that is IT1 is equal to what? Average value of SCR. So draw the waveform of SCR T1. Take out the average value of that. Okay. One more. Of that same value, RMS value of SCR T1 current. RMS value IT1. So take out these two values. I hope you have understood it from because this is one of the important lectures, and later on we will uh, decide the other semi-controlled converter, half controlled converter or semi-controlled converter. We'll discuss that, and we will discuss on this parameter only. Okay, so now no more, I will not show you which transistor is on, which transistor is off. It is over now. Now we will be talking on the parameters. So we have three parameters. Those parameters are displacement factor, distortion factor, and total harmonic distortion, right? And input power factor. Okay, and we have derived those waveform from derived those waveform from we have derived from those waveform from the Fourier series. We have calculated the Fourier series of the waveform, and we have defined the fundamental component of that. We have defined the fundamental component. We have defined the RMS values of that, and then we have taken out the displacement distortion factor. Okay, so this is the basics of your power electronics. Okay, thank you.